Hello. This is Wednesday, March 29th, 2023. The temperature in this area of Kentucky is about 36 degrees, going up to 58 today. And as I usually say, if the COVID-19 positivity rate in your area is above 5%, don't forget to wear a mask if you're going out to be around people to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 and its variants. So, if you're watching the sideshow on Facebook, don't forget to like, and Instagram, don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you're watching the sideshow on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And the sideshow coffee cup. Buy this from me for $17 plus shipping and handling. As I say, 11-ounce ceramic, dishwasher safe. Pay me through Cash App. $TR Parker 1, all caps. Okay, before we get into today's show, the few news items. I have to let you know that I went out of town, out of Kentucky, over to Indiana yesterday. Spent some time over there with some friends. And in the process of coming back, I'm pretty sure I left my phone in the cab. So, if you're not hearing from me, I'm not responding, then that's probably the reason. And as busy as my phone is, the minute I didn't hear it in my home, I got to looking. Couldn't find it anywhere. So it must have slipped out of my pocket as I egressed the cab. There we have it. So hopefully I was able to pass the word to one of my neighbors to call the cab service and ask them to return my phone. That might go well. If not, at least I told you what's going on. So where are we today in the news items? Number one that I saw was, must experts urge pause on AI systems, citing risks to society? You know that AI is moving into an area where it can respond, extrapolate answers, and things of this nature. There have been some warnings with it because early on, which probably at this point in time was months ago, when they were first generating the trial models, so to speak, when asked certain questions, AI would give a racially biased answer. So that was one of the early things that showed up in setting up research and development. Next, children and teens are more likely to die by guns than anything else. As you know, and I'm not going to say it goes without saying, but the average American citizen has been vocal about gun laws, whether you're a gun owner or not, however you feel about it, based on the amount of tragedies and loss of life involved with automatic rifles and handguns. And as I've stated more than once, the last time we had this bill in effect, I think, was when Bill Clinton was president. So here we are again, facing the same issues. Congress on Capitol Hill, that's the House of Representatives, and the Senate in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, has yet enacted a bill that would effectively ban these weapons and prevent their use. In Mexico, 38 dead in a Mexican fire after guards didn't let migrants out. As you know, there have been a number of these situations, not only in Mexico, but really in various places around the world. You had the capsized boat where people were trying to cross the water. The boat turned over. A number of people lost their lives, drowned, et cetera, et cetera. And other incidents where migrants are trying to get out of the country that they are into another country which they consider safe, or at least more safe and livable. So these are reoccurring circumstances. This country alone is opening its borders and doors, but there's a constant turmoil on the border between Mexico and the United States about migrants trying to cross over. And I remember reading an article, there was a little rumor stated that there was supposed to be some special arrangements for certain people in Mexico to come into the United States, and the border was bum rushed, and the border guards and border patrol were working overtime trying to contain all those people trying to get into the United States. Excuse me. Back to Russia. Russian commander who oversaw slaughter of hundreds of Ukrainians liquidated. So here we have another incident of a high-level Russian person being found dead or being put to death or something of this nature. So there have been other arrangements between China and Russia, and everybody has a vested interest in this. When you think about it, the ruckus that's being raised, about the war in Ukraine and the amount of lives that's been lost on the Ukrainian side and also on the Russian side, it's kind of based on a balance of power, but not so much a balance of power in the sense of philosophy. Because old school references, you got communism and democracy. And that's like North Korea, China, and Russia. And I was looking at my map the other day, and surprisingly enough, North Korea borders right on China. So there's a lot of factors in it. But Zelensky of Ukraine, president of Ukraine, has invited Xi, president of China, over for some talks. Whether or not that's going to manifest itself, I'm not sure. But in the meantime, Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, is making a week-long tour in Africa, visiting various countries, having talks. And President Joe Biden is visiting various states in the United States, various states in America, I guess preparing for 2024. Discussions about the economy and other things. And here we are in the news again, Nashville, a shooting with the loss of life at an elementary school, Christian school. Excuse me. 3 9-year-olds and 3 adults in their 60s. So it brings us to this question again. Assault rifles and things of this nature. And this particular person, and my first experience, it's a woman. So, excuse me. Again, this person had time to prepare. I think they're in their 20s. And you may or may not have seen video of the police going in for body cam and announcing themselves inside the building, and subsequently 3 rounds being fired and the woman was dead. But it is a woman. But other information I've had access to says that this woman was interested in being transgender. So you have a female that wants to be referred to as a him or a he, but the parents in their 60s did not agree with it. And Subsequently, this person, Audrey, would change clothes once she left home. So now you have this additional information that's being brought out in the media. Then, in the process of preparing for this situation or for this tragedy, 7 guns were purchased. And then, all these other questions pop up in my mind. You get 7 gun sales to one person, and it doesn't make your eyebrows raise at all. Then, since they brought up the idea of carrying concealed, although there was discussion in certain states as to some places that would be non-carry areas, you have an ongoing situation. And as I've urged, you as an audience around the world, don't let the constant occurrence of these violent acts jade you to the necessity for action. It still requires that something be done. I mean, each country has their own level of it, but none of us are scot-free. So there has to be some barriers, some action taken. There's always probably going to be that incident, but at least make it extremely difficult to just go out and buy something and come back and kill a bunch of people. Especially when you see from all the incoming information that there's a certain style of weapon or style of long rifle or handgun that's constantly turning up every time you have a mass shooting that results in death. A word to the wise. That's it. Hashtag